before I talk about possession of utility, what do we mean by utility? Utility, this one here alone. When we're talking about utility, we mean the ability of a commodity or service to satisfy human what? Human desires. Satisfy human desires. We are looking at the ability of a commodity to satisfy human desires. So, by defining utility as such, therefore, we bring our word, possess utility, meaning that the wealth has an ability to satisfy our needs. To be sincere, for me, the small house I own enables me at least to put my head when it comes to night, to rest from it, however small it is. But it provides me with what I feel. But when time comes, you never know. Even you who are here, you may contribute to me and I build a bungalow, okay? I build a bungalow, a bigger, huge house. I will be proud of you, okay? I will be proud of you, all right? So, my level of utility when you build for me a bungalow will also increase. The rate of satisfying my desires at that time will also increase. But all in all, wealth possess ability to satisfy human desires. At times in our businesses, you find you need transport. You need to carry your items from one place to another, from the production centers to another. And because you are always perturbed by the mode of transporting those commodities, be it raw materials, you therefore come in and say, no, it's me struggle and get money, I have to buy a car. I have to buy a fossil to carry my matoke, my bananas from the gardens to the market. So your need is what? Is transportation. Transporting the goods from the production centers to the market. And because of that, therefore, you require a vehicle, which is an asset. So, you require an asset, which is a vehicle, to satisfy your transportational abilities for your commodities. Are we together? All right. Then the other future is also that wealth is transferable. Wealth is transferable. When you're talking about transferable, we mean change of hands. We mean change of hands. That this wealth you are seeing in this world does not usually remain in the hands of one person. Yes. Otherwise, if it was to be like that, most of us would not be having land. Would not be having land as an asset. But why do we come? How do we come to get the land? Once you have the money, once you have the money resource, you get people who are selling. Someone is having 50 acres and is selling 10 acres. You pay for the 10. Therefore, land changes ownership. Changes ownership from one person to another. Personally, I bought at least my 2 acres from a given person. And the person migrated from, I replaced him and paid him money, and then I went away. I mean, he went away. He went somewhere else to also buy land. You get that? So in the process, we realize that land changes hands, changes ownership. It is not a guarantee. You have seen this, and some of you have experienced this, that when you buy a car, even if it is brand new, but really, have most of you bought a brand new cars? Surely? No. Many of you have bought second hand. I usually wonder when we are mentioning that word, second hand, yet at times it is a third hand or fourth hand, but I don't know why we usually call it second hand. Already used by how many people? We don't know. But you find yourself getting the card and paying for the vehicle, which has already been used by many other people. Even when you buy a brand new car, Mercedes-Benz, even if you buy a tractor, brand new from the factory, it is very rare not to exchange that vehicle or tractor to another person. Very rare. At times people fail to maintain such assets, mechanical conditions. Fail them. At times because they are very expensive to maintain, and they end up selling them to others. They say, with Mrs. I am failing to, let it not collapse in my hands. Let me therefore buy and take. So it has transferred ownership and maybe the change of hands from one person to another. All right. People have reached the level of even selling houses where one who is sleeping, you sell your own house to another person, and you also go to another place to start either to build another one or to also buy another one. That is the change of hands or the transferability of these assets. Yes. Yeah, that is it. So, as we proceed, our last characteristic is that this wealth are limited. Are limited in supply. Are limited in supply. Why do we say that they are limited? Or why is being limited in supply becoming a future? It is becoming a future because these assets, as we have mentioned them all along, they are scarce, and therefore they are economical wealth. Economical wealth, they are scarce in nature. And once they are scarce in nature, it implies that they have to be exchanged for something we call money. When you don't have that exchange value in the form of money to pay for what is scarce, then you will not acquire it. You will not acquire it, or you may hardly acquire it. Why? Because it is expensive. It is expensive because it is scarce. It cannot easily be identified. It cannot easily be found and accessed and acquired and owned anyhowly. Yes. Apart from some other instances which are very rare, and these days it is becoming very rare, where your fathers, our parents, our grandpapas are giving us, we are inheriting, in other words, we are inheriting some of this wealth. These days, it is not, even when the father is feeling like he's becoming weak, he's becoming health-wise very bad love, sells off the land and puts the money where? Hey, choose the meat, the muscle. It's well. After all, I'm likely to die very soon. Sells the vehicle instead of you inheriting it. So they say, let me die when I have when I have enjoyed my wealth. Those are the people of today. So that's why I'm saying that even that mode of wealth ownership is rare. Is rare. All right. So as we are proceeding slowly, please from here, I would like you again to allow me proceed with another concept. Proceed with another concept as we are looking at the economic concepts that are used in economics, as we are slowly completing them. Yes. So I thank you, the class, or my audience, who have actually given in to be with us, to be with me in this class here. And let me hope that by the end of the day, by the end of the session, we shall have acquired a lot of productive issues for the rest of the future, for the rest of our future. So, the other concept that we are going to have, or that we are having, I think it is concept number 4, is called goods. It's called goods. And when we talk about goods, we refer goods to be items, that are tangible, Are you seeing it well? That are tangible in nature, that are tangible in nature and have and possess utility. Utility. Remember, when we are talking about utility, we mean that and possess ability to satisfy human what? Human desires. We are together. So that or those are the goods as our another concept. As our another concept. Therefore, when we are looking at goods, goods are of many classifications, are of many types, and of many categories. I'm using those different words but to mean the same. There are many types of goods, there are many categories of goods. We can classify goods in different ways. These ways are basically five in nature. Basically five in nature. Let me start from here.